We all love the highlights, the moments that grab our attention and dominate the sports shows. But what if I told you that beneath the surface of every spectacular play, there's another, deeper game being played? A game of quiet battles, unseen efforts, and strategic brilliance that truly decides who wins and loses. I call them the invisible pillars, the silent, oft uncredited actions that truly separate good teams from great ones. Today we are diving into the hidden depths of basketball. Let's uncover the unsung heroes of tactics. Let's begin our journey into the unseen forces with perhaps the most selfless act in basketball that rarely gets its due, the hockey assist. In basketball, this is the pass immediately preceding the pass that leads to a score. The term itself finds its roots in ice hockey, where an assist is credited to the player who passes the puck to the goal scorer, as well as to the player who made the pass prior to him. It doesn't show up in the official box score, but coaches and analysts know it's often the spark that breaks down the defense. It demonstrates incredible court vision, anticipation, and the willingness to make the extra pass, to create an even better shot for a teammate. That's the essence of the hockey assist. It's about shared joy, not individual glory. Even legendary UNC coach Dean Smith institutionalized this by making players point to the passer after a score. This rule, which he called the coach's assist, highlighted the selfless act. So these are the players generating the most opportunities. Players like LeBron James, Kate Cunningham, Tyrese Halliburton or Nikola Jokic average about 15 to 17 potential assists per game. But if we take a look at who averages the most of all NBA players, we can see that Trae Young averages nearly 21 potential assists per game, an astonishing number. And for the actual secondary assists, the hockey assists themselves, we are looking at around 1.2 to 1.4 secondary assists per game for the top level players in the NBA. If you compare those stats to the actual assists per game, you can clearly see that the players who average the most assists per game also average the most potential assists per game, with Trae Young being the leader of both statistics. But as you may have noticed, Tyrese Halliburton is top 3 in all of those categories. Tyrese Halliburton's leadership with the Indiana Pacers is described as selfless energy. He's known for passing up shots to involve others, even in crucial moments. This commitment to the pass before the pass is what truly sets elite teams apart, leading to a more fluid and unpredictable offense that's harder for defenses to contain. So if we take a look at how far the selfless playstyle extends into team assist statistic, we need to take a look at the top teams in the league. First, let's look at the top 3 teams who are leading the league in assists per game. We got the Denver Nuggets, the Atlanta Hawks and the Indiana Pacers, with every team averaging about 30 assists per game. Right now we are just looking at the volume, but how efficient are they really? If you assist a lot, you also risk the ball getting intercepted, which results in more turnovers, right? Not necessarily. If we look at the top teams with the best assist to turnover ratio, we can see that the Indiana Pacers are in the top 3 again, next to OKC and the Boston Celtics. This highlights even more how efficient the Pacers and Tyrese Halliburton's selfless playstyle is, and how this playstyle can lead your team to be more efficient while maintaining a high volume. While selflessness in passing creates opportunities, another invisible pillar leverages physicality and precision, the subtle screen. Screens are fundamental offensive actions designed to free up teammates. A legal screen requires the screener to be stationary, giving the defender reasonable opportunity to avoid it. Illegal screens, or moving screens, draw fouls and costly turnovers. The subtle art lies in setting effective screens right on the edge of legality, exposing defensive reactions without crossing the line. Professional leagues often allow a little bit more physicality, and what's called an illegal screen is often in the eye of the official. This gray area is where the subtle screen operates, gaining an advantage without drawing a whistle. Now let's take a look at the top players in the category screen assists per game. First up, we got Alperen Şengün with about 3.3 assists per game, followed by Jared Allen with 3.8, Jokic with 4.3, Rudy Gobert with 4.8, and at the top spot, Domantas Sabonis with nearly 6 screen assists per game. Those stats aren't displayed in a normal box score, but are actually really impactful. If every screen assist counted at least 2 points for a teammate, Sabonis screen assists a minimum of 12 points per game, just through setting a screen. Coaches consistently empathize proper screening as a foundational skill. Even legendary Bob Knight made Michael Jordan set a screen before he could shoot.
Haven't seen you you set a screen yet. The only way I get all 5 guys screening, Mike, is to get you the hell out of the game. Now, when are you going to set a screen? You need to screen, Mike.
From mastering offensive screens and everything that comes with it, we now shift our focus to the other side of the ball, to maybe one of the most important things in basketball: defense. While individual defense is undoubtedly vital, true team defense relies on coordinated movements, anticipation, and constant verbal communication. At its core, defense thrives on communication, or as Doc Rivers puts it, if you don't talk, you don't play defense. It's that simple. Without constant communications, rotations break down, assignments are missed, and easy points are surrendered. Now we arrive at perhaps the most undervalued invisible pillar: the box out and all the dirty work that goes with it. These are the actions that rarely make the highlights, but form the very backbone of every championship team. We all know what a box out is. Simply put, it's when a defensive player, after a shot, positions their body between the basket and the opposing player. The goal? To maximize your own chances for a rebound while minimizing the opponent's. It eliminates cheap points from putbacks, which can be incredibly demoralizing for any defense. But there's also the offensive box out. Here, the offensive player fights for an advantageous position to secure their own rebound or box out a defender, creating opportunities for teammates. These additional possessions can dramatically boost offensive efficiency, leading to valuable second chance points. Studies show that shot efficiency after an offensive rebound can increase up to 67%. That's a game changer. But why such a huge jump? It's because after an offensive rebound, defenses are often scattered, out of position, which leads to closer and easier shots, or even quick fouls. And that's what I mean with dirty work. It's often a selfless grind no one else wants to do, or that doesn't get the same recognition as a dunk or a three-pointer. So that's the point where we take a look at those players who are willing to box out for a teammate and give them some appreciation. On the y-axis you are looking at the games played, while on the x-axis we are looking at the total offensive box outs this season. Let's start with a player you might think is higher on the list: Draymond Green. He played 68 games with 10 offensive box outs. So let's check it a little bit further. Now we can see players like Isaiah Hartenstein, Jared Allen, Anthony Davis, and also Nikola Jokic, which are already boxing out a lot, but are also getting a lot of the rebounds for their own. So let's look even further. Now we can see players like Rudy Gobert, Şengün, Zubac, or Jalen Duren, with Domantas Sabonis being the player with the most box outs this season, getting 79 offensive box out in 70 games. But there is one player that you might have forgotten, or maybe not even thought about. His name is Steven Adams, and if we take a look at his stats, you can see he got 65 offensive box out in just 56 games. That's just insane. It's hard, it's physical, it's aggressive, but always within the rules. It's not about dirty play, which risks injuries, it's about unrelenting effort. It's the bruised knees, the quiet battles under the rim. It's the thankless effort that wins possessions and breaks opponents' spirits. For example, coaches like Don Mayer articulated it perfectly. On a good team, some people are willing to do the work. On a great team, everyone is willing to do it. Players like Steven Adams are the ultimate box-out specialists. Their own rebounding numbers might not always top the charts, but they actively sacrifice themselves to enable their teammates to grab rebounds by effectively sealing off opponents. This is pure selflessness. And then there's Dennis Rodman. His rebounding genius wasn't just about raw athleticism, it was about exceptional anticipation of the ball's trajectory and relentless hustle. As we've explored, consistent success in the NBA is rooted in the disciplined execution of these invisible pillars: the hockey assist, the art of the subtle screen, synchronized defensive rotations and communication, and disciplined box-out tactics. These are not isolated skills, they are integrated aspects that collectively elevate team performance. They represent a fundamental commitment to selflessness, strategic brilliance, and relentless effort. These are the details that distinguish contenders from pretenders. For coaches and players, understanding and appreciating these subtle details offer a deeper, more nuanced perspective on basketball strategy. It shifts the focus from merely counting points and assists to recognizing the foundational plays that create those opportunities. It emphasizes the importance of recruiting and developing players who possess not only talent, but also a high basketball IQ and the ability to communicate effectively under pressure. These hidden qualities build team chemistry and toughness. They are what lead to lasting success, truly making the invisible pillars the architects of victory. So, what are the biggest invisible pillars of success in basketball for you? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deeper dive, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future insights. I will see you next time, and remember, stay tactical.